about to start.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of No Conduct Radio. Tonight we answer your relationship questions like, should I be insulted if my boyfriend split the bill on our date? And other relationships questions. We have a commercial from Paranormal Potpourri. I want to make a correction from last week because on the commercial I did say AITCA.net, but apparently in my description of the show I put AITCA.com. So it's actually www.AITCA.net from our commercial last week. Also, I want to say that my co-host gave me, Kai, a slight stroke just now because nobody came on air until it was like a minute to the show. And me, who barely speaks, I thought I was going to be on here by myself, and I was going to give you all a really, really, really boring show. But everybody arrived. Logic, BJ, Char. Oh, my gosh. Thank you for showing
We're all
up.
here. We're here. We're all here. Deep
Y'all
breath,
totally gave me a heart attack. I was like, where is everybody? What the hell is going on?
Yeah.
Oh, I had an emergency at the office. I'm at the office, so I'm sorry about that. But the show is quite important, so I had to let all of that leave it where it was. How's everybody else?
The city, crazy. Good.
You're driving through the city?
I was driving through the city, crazy, trying to get hit in a spot. That's all.
Was your top? Do you have your top? Do you have your top down and your convertible?
I don't like convertibles. No.
Oh, okay.
I was about to say. I don't even
Logic.
like convertibles.
Hey,
My daughter likes it.
Logic. Your Logic. Check this out, man. Oh, man. I don't understand why cars have on the speed to my 160 miles an hour, right? No, nobody goes 160 miles an hour. I'm like, I look at my car and I say, damn.
What are you talking about?
No,
like when a car maxed out and they can open up, it's all the way up into a really high. Like
I hear what you're saying. You're saying nobody goes 160 miles an hour?
No, I'm saying, do anybody go the speed of their car? The speed on it's like 120, 220, whatever. Do anybody do that speed? I don't understand.
Well, I mean, unless
I'm just curious.
For you to get to 100, I don't know if it's the same now, but back in the day, it was for you to actually get to 160. They have something in your car that prevents it from going actually that fast, and you have to override that.
Speed limiter. That's speed limiter. Yeah, but I'm saying.
Yeah, and you have to override that.
I'm looking at my dad's trying to drive through the city. I'm like 160. Why do I have to go 160? I'm like, yo. Man,
well, I was about to say, to answer your question, yes, I have gone that fast because I'm me. I had to.
You did? You went 160?
Yes, of course. Yes, of course.
So haven't you guys heard of the Autobahn?
It was exhilarating. It was amazing.
No, I'm talking about the Autobahn. I'm talking about the Autobahn. So, yeah, okay.
I know that's what I'm saying.
I mean, of course, I haven't driven on the Autobahn. Well, I've driven on it, but I haven't been the driver on the Autobahn.
No, I'm not saying
this happened in
the States.
Not the, yeah,
in the States. This happened in Houston on 45. I did it.
Really? Wow.
Wow. Okay. On a 45.
Logic, what about you, Logic?
You weren't even on the highway. Wow.
I was on the highway. It's called 45 South.
It's highway 45.
What are you talking about?
She wasn't on the highway.
No, I thought you meant 45 miles an hour. Because I don't know your highway.
What?
Highway
45?
Don't engage. Just
Okay. I was asking Logic a question, but she just took somewhere else.
My son does. I don't know your highways in Philly. I just thought she said doing 45.
Yes, but I said I did it in Houston on 45. Logically means I was on Highway 45 doing 160, the speed limit that we were initially talking about.
Wow.
But again,
I don't know how she didn't get that.
I know your highways. It
Oh, you
like
have no idea. It was amazing, BJ. It was it was so amazing.
I gotta find some highway stretch I can do that at. Because I definitely want to do that.
Well, when I first got like my first car, I purchased with my own money. So what was I?
Right.
19, I think. I opened it up on the Turnpike. That's where I did it, Jersey. I opened it up on the Turnpike. But that one didn't go to 160. I think I did 110, 120, I believe. And then the car that I did 160 was my friend's car where he had taken out that chip. So I was able to do 160 on that one.
Okay. Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so. Logic. I know Logic has. Logic used to have this car. It was like a cop car. I can't remember what it was called. But it was like you just press on the gas and it like gunned forward.
Yeah, it was a Caprice SS.
Oh, the Caprice
so
SS?
have you done 160?
Oh yeah.
I don't know. You know what's funny about Kai talking about she's done whatever.
160.
She drove with me one time way back in the day when we were younger with her brother, and she was digging her nails into the seats.
Because you drive crazy. First of all, no.
Uh-oh.
First of all, I trust myself. So when I'm driving fast, I'm good. Anybody else, I'm kind of like, could you slow down? But he was doing this freaking like 100 miles an hour in the freaking rain, people. It was raining, and he was driving like this.
First of all, she's exaggerating. I'm gonna tell you exactly where we were. You know how, 95 coming from the airport area going into the city. You know how you go around the stadium area, and you're like shooting up towards the center city, right?
Right.
I'm there. I come off of the bridge, that goes over the naval area.
Uh-huh.
So I open up. It's like, I don't know, I say 8:30, 9 o'clock. There's not that many people on that road. That road really goes nowhere except all the way down towards, what is that, Chester and,
Chester.
Delaware. All of that is going the other way. So there's nobody really coming from that area into the city at that time of night. It's open, stretch. Way open.
Yeah.
And it wasn't raining. It was raining earlier that day, so it was just that
the road
type of way.
Wet.
Okay. And I had, again, I don't know if anyone knows anything about the Caprice, but it has very wide tires. It's a heavy car.
Yeah,
so I knew what my car could do and what it couldn't.
Okay.
I'm doing, I don't know. I don't even think I was going that fast. It may have been.
You're a damn lie. He was going 100.
I don't know.
Okay.
I looked at the speedometer because I was like, who does this in the rain?
All right, well, whatever. Anyway, so I'm just cruising, clipping, and she's over there freaking out, like I'm tailgating and hitting turns and brace for the G's. Here comes another one. Like I was like, this is a militia. And she's just like, you're just driving so fast. I said, there's nothing out here. What are you telling me? Are you okay?
Well, keyword number one, you knew what your car could do. So you knew what you were capable of. I'm not the one driving, so yes, I'm freaking out. If I was the one driving, I would have felt in total control. I guess this goes back to me being a control freak. If I was the one driving, I would have been total control, not even.
There you go.
But you were driving. I saw how fast you were driving. It was wet. I know about hydroplaning. I don't know about your wide tires and everything like that. I just know you're driving crazy. So, yes, I was freaking out. And that is my story, and I'm sticking with it.
All right.
So, Char, in all your jet-setting years, you've never driven fast? Char, put down the bottle.
Yeah.
Char.
No, sorry, there was a delay. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, absolutely. I actually used to race people.
There was a delay.
Off the light on the highway. No, there was a delay on my end. And I had an excuse. It was an accident. Anyway, I used to love driving on the open highway, especially when I had like a convertible or whatever. So I would stop at the light and literally try someone to race me. And I mean, when I was to total strangers, we racing.
What kind of convertible was it? What kind of car?
It's I had a Spider at that time, but I've always had like really nice cars. But that
Spider?
What was I say? They were very popular. It's a German car.
You said the Eclipse?
No, I said a Fiat Spider. That's what they're called.
Fiat.
Yeah. What did you think I said? Yeah.
I thought you said an Eclipse.
It's classic edition, and but I always loved the luxury cars imports, and so I don't know if I was showing my car off or just showing off my driving skills, but you know. And of course,
I have a serious question for you, Char. I have a serious question.
So I'm picking it out.
Is there anything that other people have done that you have not done?
Why don't you tell me?
Answer that carefully.
I'm just curious because whenever we ask, did you do this? You've always done it better. So I'm just wondering. Is there anything that we've done that you haven't?
They call that a one-upper.
I said better. You went.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. Yeah.
How is it better? Kai admitted she went 160 miles an hour. I didn't say I did that. I said I was speed. I said I was racing. I would race people on the highway at the light. Yeah, that's what
I don't see you as a racer, like even a little bit.
Okay, well, that's exactly what I did, and I always had a really fast car.
She lives her life 1/4 mile at a time. It's winning.
She had a Fiat. The hell? Fiat.
Yeah. I've had so many different cars, but I love sports cars and luxury cars and all that. So I always want to race somebody. I got out of that. It's a phase.
Listen, Char, I have one question now. Have you ever pulled up to a light and saw somebody that may have looked like they didn't know where they were, and you say, "This is Brazil"? You ever do that?
Do they even know where these phrases come from?
Yeah.
Did the Rock ever chase you through the city because of your racing ability?
Yeah. Did you ever fly your car out of a plane and just land safely, or drive under an 18-wheeler and not get clipped? Anything?
Yeah.
No?
Did you ever have a beef with Jason Statham for killing his brother?
Actually, you guys, but you'll never believe I just had this morning with my fiance, with Carl. When I was like really in the whole business, entertainment, I was actually asked to do a role. It was kind of like Colombiana / I don't know, some kind of espionage. I was supposed to jump out of the airplane or fall out of the plane and then beat someone in a subway on a bike. Like actually,
Mission Impossible. Mission Impossible.
Just a bunch of stunts like that.
Now, why did you not do that? Was it because you had to run this company?
It had nothing to do with it. It had nothing to do with me. It was production disagreements and things like that with production.
Okay.
It had nothing to do with me. But the reason they considered me is because I love stunts and I love to be crazy. And when I would do shoots, I'm on top of a roof. I'm jumping roofs. I'm just, everything was always risky because that's how you get your best shot.
Yeah, because, you live your life 1/4 mile at a time. And, that kind of thing is nothing. You only live life once, right, Char?
The adrenaline rush of just being super fun.
Letty.
I think that's what it was. And it's crazy. I'll call it crazy. But, jumping out of a plane, do you guys realize that actually they can make it look however. I mean, you don't really know who's really falling out from that, who's landing. It could look like so much. Hollywood is so fake. I'm not saying there's not real stunt people.
What?
I don't understand that.
I didn't know that
statement.
What you lost me. What?
They can make it look so fake, and you don't know who's what.
Okay, look. All I'm saying is Hollywood is very fake. So when you can look like you're like that person is jumping out of a plane, for example, it may not even be that person. You just see them land. You could see something falling, right?
Oh, you're talking about a stunt double.
Yeah, that's what but I'm saying it's not always. They do use stunt doubles, but I'm saying Hollywood is just super fake. A lot of times it's an illusion of what we think.
Yeah, that's why. We know that.
Green screen.
That's the
when I went to the movies, like Logic. When I went to the movies this one time, I watched this movie about some robots that transformed from another planet. I was so I just really thought that this happened. I was waiting to see them out on the street.
There is no reason for you to be a dick. Okay, you don't have to do that. All right. Now I'm just happy that The Rock recovered from his gunshots in the last movie, because I'm telling you, I was worried. I was like, this dude has a daughter. This is ridiculous. What are you doing all this for?
Char.
I don't know, but you know what I'm happy about? I'm happy that Arnold Schwarzenegger, when he fell into that vat of burning lava, he somehow recovered from that and became the governor of California. I'm just super happy about that. I was worried about his family.
He's an android covered with living flesh. We all know that. He's a cybernetic organism.
That's why he hasn't aged in so long. Did you see how long it took him to get old?
He's a cybernetic organism.
Now he actually is officially old. I mean, if you see him lately, it's caught up with him.
Well, that's because there's the living tissue over endoskeleton, and it ages slowly. That's what happens.
Yeah, what's that Avatar?
Now, the real question is, what are we going to do about these smart monkeys in San Francisco? I don't see that ending well.
Yeah,
they've already blown up a high rise, and then they killed Woody Harrelson in the last one. So what are we going to do? That's what I want to know.
Oh my God, Char, we know Hollywood.
Perhaps we could call Katniss Aberdeen. She'll help us.
Oh my God, you guys are just too much.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Y'all kill me. Okay, so on the last show, we were supposed to be talking about the world's oldest prostitutes. And I didn't get to it.
The world's oldest prostitutes?
Oldest prostitutes. Damn. Oldest, yes.
I don't remember that.
And
why?
I don't remember that.
I did say it. I said we were supposed to be talking about that.
I really don't remember that.
I don't remember that.
How old is this prostitute?
I don't remember that at all.
Paying for this.
Well, our listeners remember.
I know. I say the same thing.
And
they did.
And apparently I am horrible for not bringing it up.
Oh,
so I'm trying to.
You.
What?
I said shame
on
you. Okay.
Okay, so not only are they the world's oldest prostitutes, they're twins. So it's the world's oldest twin prostitutes. So this was, I know they have another one from now, and I think they were 82 when they, or 80-something when they retired. But in this article I'm reading, they're 72, and they share the title of the world's oldest prostitutes.
I find that hard to believe.
They claim that they've slept with more than 335,000 men between the two of them.
Damn.
That's a lot of models. Oh.
They got strong necks.
Damn. And their advice is to be easy, listen to what he wants, always listen to what he wants. Every man wants something different, and that's the real game, finding out what they want. They actually got started in the sex industry in the 1960s.
Who are they giving advice to? Is it aspiring whores? Who are they giving advice to?
Damn.
Stop slut-shaming logic.
No, seriously. Who are they giving advice to?
Well, I would like to know. I really would like to know.
That is their advice, I guess, for other people.
Who? Who was their audience?
I don't know. I don't know. That's just their advice. That's all I can tell you.
You know, women are crazy. They are really crazy. I have never seen like the current generation. They are so obsessed with the worst women. Like, they don't talk about some collegiate person who achieved against all odds or whatever. They're constantly looking at like Amber Rose and Kim Kardashian and all these other broads that are just they're just sluts. That's their claim to fame is dudes bang them and give them money or put money in their account. They tout these women like they've achieved something. I don't understand this. Who cares about a bunch of wrinkled whores? Well, why isn't anybody talking about these people? For what?
I mean, it was just interesting to find out.
That's like BET when they did this big story on Frank Lucas, and they were like, "Oh, let me tell you, back in the day, he's a drug dealer. Who cares? Why are we talking about Frank Lucas? Who gives a shit?"
BET. I mean, watch
some country dude
That's
from
true,
whatever.
But
I'm dying.
That's true, but unfortunately, I went and watched that movie.
No, listen. If you watch the movie, it's one thing. It had Denzel and it had Kurt Russell in it. It was a movie. I'm not gonna knock you for watching the movie, but when you start, like Denzel said, the most idiotic statement that I've ever heard him say. He played another character around that time that was a teacher for this black debate team. And, I can't remember what the name of that movie was. But he said in the interview, the only difference between so-and-so and Frank Lucas was education. Really, Denzel?
Wow.
So, because Frank Lucas didn't go to college, he starts selling heroin, and that doesn't make sense. He could have still been somebody that would debate or whatever, or had an affinity for, I don't know, trying to, get people to see things from his side. But to be a drug dealer is a thought process of, I'm just going to engage in criminal activity and get this money. It's not a difference of education. You know what I'm saying? That was a crazy statement to me. It's like, no, that man was a teacher because he had a passion to teach people. That was his passion. And whether or not he was educated, he would have learned something to teach people because that's what he liked to do. Frank Lucas is just a scumbag. He just happens to be black.
Do you guys remember when I told you that my ex, that I relocated, to the Vegas from a long time ago from New York, but remember I told you guys that that's his brother-in-law, and that his son actually was murdered in college, that he was actually killed in college? Why did everybody act like, oh my God, oh you're making this story up, and there's no way, what is that, like there's no way, like why is it that nobody could believe that? He's human. He has a son. Unfortunately, he was murdered. Like you said, he didn't go to college. His son did go to college. But, people, he's a drug dealer. I didn't say it was,
Char,
some
to be fair,
huh?
To be fair, we are like that with any story you tell us. So, I mean, just to be fair.
It sounds like an issue because some of the things that I say, it's because you don't believe that I live the life that I have. You guys always think I'm imagining things, exaggerating things. Oh, that's not true. There's no way that happened. There's no way, this person did that person, that you did this, you did that. I'm just simply saying there's more interest in logic saying that this guy is nothing than when I'm telling you that literally my almost husband, I guess you could say, that's his brother-in-law. That's something that we were close to that family. Nobody cared. When his son was killed, nobody cared. You guys didn't have any sense. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that. I didn't hear any of that.
Are you saying that your current dude is related to Frank Lucas? Is that what you're saying?
I think she said a past boyfriend's roommate or something like that. I can't remember.
No, I'm sorry. No. It was I'm saying Frank Lucas is his brother-in-law. Okay, so he had a baby years ago, little Frank, with his sister, basically. And then he was killed in college. He was only about 19. Was he 19? He turned 20. And it was that particular day or the day before when it just so happened that somehow we came up, that subject came up as American Gangster. So I happened to mention that. So anyway, yeah.
I don't understand what your objection is, though. I'm kind of lost.
Well, her objection is that when you were saying it, we're all captivated by what you're saying. But when she was saying it, we were all like, "Oh, you're a liar! You're a liar!"
He was making a point. He was making a point.
I'm giving my opinion about something, whereas a lot of the times when you make statements, you're saying how this particular thing is directly, you're involved in it directly.
You're right.
I.e., BJ saying earlier, why do they have this whatever on the speedometer, and I don't think I've ever gone to cut you. Oh yeah, I used to race all the time. Like it's just you do that a lot. Like whatever we're talking about, you've either done it, or you know somebody that's done it, or you've lived that life at some point and moved on, and it's just.
I just have a life that's very interesting, and I'm sorry if everybody else can't relate to that. Maybe they have a
hold on. Look,
damn.
You're getting defensive.
That's right, Logic.
First of all, this was a general statement she's making. I don't know how this is aimed at Logic all of a sudden. I'm just trying to explain. I'm just trying to explain that it's when people tend to make statements like that.
Now,
is she still talking?
She's still talking?
Yeah, you already know. Why are you surprised?
That's why. Because I'm talking. That's why I'm talking.
Damn. Who are you talking to?
Kai asked me a question about my driving ability or my driving.
No, Kai didn't ask you a question. She made a statement.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Kai, you asked me a question about, or speeding or brake. Have you ever done that, Char? Have you ever drove however many miles? Have you ever
done? BJ asked that question.
I asked that question.
What? Yeah, BJ asked that, and then you didn't hear him.
BJ asked the question. She said she did it. She then pushed it to you.
Wait. I'm completely. Stop. I'm completely confused. Because I thought she had an issue with us.
Kai, if you say that you are looking for sense in anything that she's saying, I'm going to hang up. Are you looking for sense in what she said?
I just don't understand how we were at A and now we're halfway to Z.
This is girls. This is how they argue. It makes no sense. It has nothing to do with what we're talking about. And I just tried to engage her logically, and she got defensive and aggressive.
Yep.
Like I did something to her.
You go on and on, my friends. How boring is just drug deal.
I go on and on.
No, you go on and on, Char.
I think that he's just I get it. I'm listening to this over and over. I'm like, really, dude? That's all we're going to keep talking about? That's why I was trying to interrupt and say, can we go back to the old dead vagina? Can we talk about that? I couldn't
Hold up.
Look at
No, you heard what she said. You heard what she said. I went on and on about this topic, and she just wants to get back to the old vaginas because I talk too much. So go ahead. We're good. Let's go back to the host.
I could not go again.
How did you get that?
Vagina.
He didn't go on and on. He was talking about a drug deal at this point. Oh, my God. Okay.
I am... I actually like Logic. Seriously, you know what I'm gonna say because you know my kid. I saw her future flash before my eyes when Char said, "I am talking."
Well,
I'm wondering. I think I'm gonna have a contract written out for her husband, and he's going to have to do it in front of a notary, sign here, initial here.
No, I'm telling you what's going to happen. He's going to get with her. It's going to happen, and after the novelty of getting with your daughter wears off, he's going to be like, I got to get out of here. I can't do this for the rest of my life.
I'm going to put up the contract. Remember you signed this?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
you ever
I warned you. I told you.
Women that go through life and they constantly get with a guy, and it lasts for a couple of months, maybe a year, depending on how desperate that guy is or how ugly he is. That will elongate the period that they're with this person, but they eventually, inevitably, break up, and then they're out there looking again and looking again.
There is hope. There is hope because no offense, Mom, but my daughter has my mom's mouth, and she's still married. How old is my brother? 34 years later. So.
Okay, but
there's somebody
hold on. Wait a minute. Your mother comes from what generation?
Yeah, but still.
Yeah, no,
you're thinking my daughter's generation won't have any patience?
No, they don't have any patience now in our generation. So you think what? 20 years down the line, they're going to be like, you know what? They were ridiculous, and we need to buckle down and be a religion. They're not going to do that. They're living in the age of I saw this kid. that got a Game Boy, an old school Game Boy, you know, it had the 2 buttons and a directional pad built into it.
Right.
She kept pushing the screen because she couldn't conceive that those buttons had anything to do with how to operate this thing. That's where she comes from in her technological experience. You always touch the screen. And I say this to say that because they live in this society of everything now, Amazon, you have an app on the phone where you can order snacks and cookies and M&Ms and they deliver it to you and everything. Yeah. Like, you don't have to wait for anything anymore, ever. You don't. So they are even less disciplined than we are in our age bracket. And we are very undisciplined. You know what I mean? So what do you think, that their relationships are going to last longer after the age of Tinder and Facebook and Twitter and whatever? What are you talking about? Women weren't more virtuous in the 50s. It's just they didn't have Twitter and Facebook to flirt with men. They had to call on the phone at the house. And when your husband's sitting there smoking a pipe, like, who was that on the phone? You can't wish she didn't have a cell phone. She couldn't text. You know, so that's why it was harder to cheat back then. That's why most of the men cheated, because most of the women weren't working. But now that women are working, they cheat just as much as the men.
Well, my kid's pretty, so she'll go off that.
Is that what it is?
That's it. They're gonna forgive her for not, just.
Wow.
They're gonna be like, she keeps talking, but look at that gorgeous face.
Just imagine the most gorgeous woman you can imagine in your life with the best body you've ever seen.
BJ would deal with it. He's gonna tell you no,
BJ,
but he would deal with it.
If she had
if he got with
an
Selma Hayek
attitude.
when she was younger, but Selma Hayek had Char's mouth,
Selma Hayek.
he would deal with it.
Had Char's mouth? Hold on. Had Char's mouth? Nah, you crazy.
Yeah, I am talking here. You would deal with it.
No.
Well, I'll have you all know you've ever broke up with me my entire life, and all my relationships lasted from 1 year to 20, and nothing less than that. I've never had any break up with me ever.
So Char.
See, and BJ, all you would do is you would look at her body and be like, damn, if she would just shut the fuck up.
No.
Man, she's
so
sexy.
No.
That's how it's been my entire life.
If she can't shut up, you what?
That lasted. Actually, relationship that lasted less than a year, ever.
I have all kinds of outside activities without her.
No.
But you admit you still come back home, won't you? Don't lie.
Nope.
Don't lie.
Late when she sleep. When she sleep.
Apparently,
all right, so back to these twins, back to these old decrepit.
She get up, she's like, where do you go? I had to go early. I had to go in early.
I said old vaginas. Old decrepit vaginas.
Old dead vaginas.
I beg to differ that 72 is the oldest. There's the red light district in Germany. There's
that's what I was gonna say. The twins got their start in the 1960s, and they were fixtures in Amsterdam's red light district. So they've been there that whole time.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. So it says here that they started their careers at separate times. And both of them happen to have been in violent relationships. And once they were both working together.
Nothing to do with the fact that they wanted to be whores.
Yeah, that's cute.
And once they were both
and just be proud
working
of
together, so once they were both prostitutes together, they actually started taking clients together.
Oh.
So
that's getting real kinky.
That's like watching a stripper at 70 years old that can't get out of the stripping game, don't want to get out of the stripping game. Please,
right.
Damn. Who knows? See somebody swing around no.
But we're prostitutes that are way older than that, though.
Exactly.
So check this out. One of them is a mother of four, and they said that business has slowed down in recent years because as their arthritis grew, their client list shrunk. That's disgusting.
They can't stretch like they used to stretch.
That's disgusting.
The arthritis, and what was the other thing that they said? What was the other issue? The arthritis kicked in, and what else?
No, it's because the arthritis made the client stop coming because they couldn't, I guess, do certain things.
Somebody ought to tell that old bird that arthritis is not the reason that they stop coming.
That's true.
And so she goes, men are born this way. There isn't a problem, and it makes me mad when people don't have respect for what we do.
Men are born this way. What?
Men are born this
way.
Men are born this way.
What is she talking about?
It's for men to seek out prostitutes and sexual contact.
So in her mind, men are born to go after prostitutes?
Prostitutes? I don't get that.
That's what it says.
So
it's normal for men to seek out prostitutes and sexual contact.
These chicks are crazy.
Yeah, the red like this, of course it is. And the red light.
A female wrote that.
One environment. She's basing all of this on one environment, one location. It's not like she did a survey across the United States. That's overseas too. I mean, come on, lady. Oh, that's not all true. And there's a ton of
Char.
older prostitutes out there, I'm sure.
Let it go. Let it go.
That's shocking. Generalizations out of no matter what asshole she is.
So in the end, one of the twins has 4 kids and the other has 3 children. I have so many questions that this article doesn't answer. Because I'm like, did you have your kids through this? Did you have them before this?
That's what I was thinking.
I want to know. And did you shield your kids from this?
Wait a minute, Kai,
are they in therapy?
Is that a real question? You think that she was being a prostitute all day, and then she happened to meet a dude at a bookstore later on that evening, and they just got into a nice relationship, and she just clocks in?
Well, no, I'm just asking if the relationship came from being a prostitute.
You mean the kids?
She could have met a dude somewhere. She could have been going grocery shopping.
No.
She could have been going grocery shopping and met somebody.
No. Listen to me.
That's a possibility.
If I meet a chick, the first thing I'm going to want to do is know is what she does for a living. If she met some guy as harmlessly as you said, eventually he will learn she's a whore. That's what she does for money and to make it in life. So whatever dude that she gets with, it was with the being complacent in the fact that she's a prostitute and that was okay for one reason or another. There's no other way.
But no one says she has a relationship logic. I mean, she just has 4 babies. That could be from 4 different Johns, and they're all the boys are named John.
No one's talking about a relationship, Char. Well, that's not what we're talking about. You need to pay attention. She said children, and I said it had to come from a child. That child had to come from prostitution in some way. That's what I said, Char. Maybe you need to stop running your mouth so much about blah, 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 Char.
The lady does for a living. Care if you're not dating
Stop
her.
talking in your brain when we're discussing things, Char, because you miss information, Char.
Logic, because you meet someone at the store and ask them, "Oh, are you a whore for a living? What do you do?" I need to get this off the way because I'm logic and I need to know this. That's exactly what you said. Is the first thing I'm going to find.
Listen, is that unreasonable? What I'm saying? Anybody is going to want to know who you are. So whether or not she decided to have this person as her boyfriend or her husband, you still have to bang this dude and have his child. So I'm saying that whoever got her pregnant had to know she was a whore one way or another.
Yeah.
That's what I said, Char.
Yeah.
Right. But what does that have to do with you doing your little survey? Oh, I need to find out what kind of person this is and what if you're a whore, I need to know. First of all, again,
survey? What are you talking about?
That's just a moment of the grocery store example. You spent all.
She said to find out what she does for a living.
You know, she really has a bug up her ass today about me for some reason. I don't know.
She really had a bad week. She had a bad week so far. What's going on, Char?
Got a bug up her ass today about me. She wants to get me bad. And the reason I can sniff it out is because I usually can tell when a girl wants to really shut me up for some reason or catch me in some way not being logical. Ha, ha, there you go. You're wrong. And they want to have this They want to have this Maury that you're not the father dance so they can finally catch me in something that I'm not all the way on. And this is her. She's looking for something for some reason.
Logic,
you're really searching hard.
Honestly.
What
Logic,
I said.
honestly, no.
What I
don't
said.
Give much credit. I'm talking about the grocery store comment.
What?
The grocery store comment when Kai said, well, you could meet someone at the grocery store or whatever, and you said, yeah, but the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find out what she does for a living, and I'm going to ask her, or whatever you said. And I'm like, you can't always.
I was referring to anyone who had a child with this woman. It would be impossible for them not to know that they were conceiving a child with a prostitute. That's what I was talking about, Char.
And we were talking about a relationship. What does she meet people?
No, we weren't talking about relationships.
What about
she said she wonders if the child was a product of prostitution. I said either way, inevitably, it had to be a person that was complicit with her being a prostitute. That's what I said.
She meets John's in the library because someone made a comment. What about the library? Why can't she meet someone at the library? What about the grocery store? We were talking about the possibility.
And I said it doesn't matter. I said it doesn't. There's no possible fucking way that she's been a prostitute all day and met a guy at the bookstore and he's just completely oblivious and was just like, oh, I'm just gonna. Anyone would have to know eventually. When you're getting anyone pregnant, you got to know something about them. Unless that was somebody who you just banged for no reason and you just never talked to him again, which would be prostitution. More than likely, he just paid the girl and banged her and got her pregnant. She kept
That's
it.
not
so either
prostitution.
Way.
That's just a one-night stand.
Right.
Oh, God.
With benefits if you paid her.
Wow.
Listen, hold on. Let me say something first, though. Don't try to soft shoe your way out of the fact that you were wrong this entire time. You're wrong. And I just want to point out that all of this barking you've been doing, you've been wrong the whole time. Settle yourself down, Char.
Ooh. You going to take that, Char?
You know what? Listen, sometimes I have to let somebody else win. So it doesn't mean I'm admitting anything. I'm just going to let you have the floor. Like
yeah, well, guess what? If you was my girl, this would be the time that I tell you to get your shoes on and kick rocks.
Right. Well, I'm not to worry about that chance ever happening. So not a problem.
Obviously, you're. I'm not going to say that. Never mind.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
And on that note, it's time for commercial.
Okay. I'm a great person. I know. Thank you.
I'm going to talk about, when we come back, I'm going to talk about this video that I watched, and I wonder if people feel the same way as I do. Y'all going to think I'm crazy, but stay with me. And then we're going to answer your relationship
talk about menopause and its many mood swings and side effects?
No, we will not.
Oh.
No, we will not.
Early menopause.
Don't guys have a version of menopause, or guys don't?
Yeah, it's called divorce.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they do.
What?
That today. They do have a version. He's going through perimenopause for men. He has all the classic symptoms. Oh, isn't it time
Oh,
for
look at her getting personal.
Hold on. Oh, my God. Just put him on blast.
I can put it on mute. Okay, we'll wait for a commercial.
She took over the board. She took on the board.
Commercial break.
The board.
All right. When we come back, like I said, I'm going to talk about a video that I watched, and I wonder if you all feel the same way as I do. And then we're going to commence to answering your relationship questions. If you want to ask a question, go ahead and get it in by texting 484-840-3627, 484-840-3627. Also, if you agree with Char, text Char. If you agree with Logic, text Logic. And if you're in the middle, text Kai and BJ.
Kai here from No Conduct Radio. No doubt you've heard of mermaids, aliens, and werewolves. Maybe you even know what krakens and shadow beings are. But do you know what she-dims are? Do you know what kuntilanaks are? It's a strange world out there, and nothing is stranger than the beliefs of some cultures. Maybe you've experienced the paranormal firsthand and are looking for answers. Well, check out paranormalpotpourri.com. Don't be like Char. Remember that potpourri has a T in it. It's the largest glossary of paranormal terms on the web. Over 700 entries of the mysterious. And it's still growing. From ABBA to Zozo, from angels to zoomorphic freaks. Find something new and interesting. ParanormalPotpourri.com or connect with Amy on Twitter. She's Sweet Pea Pixie and doesn't even mind emailed questions. Shed a little light on the dark.
Okay, so before our commercial break, I said I was going to talk about this video that I watched. And I'll go ahead and actually post it to our Facebook, which is No Conduct Radio. And, okay, so I don't know how many people are going to agree with me on this. If somebody close to me that I don't mind touching has a blackhead, I have to take care of it. Like, I have to get rid of it. I can't help it. I have to get rid of it. Now, I've heard of people, they like to watch, like, pimples being popped and, you know, pus being, I don't, that's disgusting.
What?
I know y'all heard of Dr. Pimple Popper. She started off on YouTube, and she had so many views that she actually has her own show now. I can't, that's too disgusting. However, I was preparing for the show, and if y'all don't know, we have a YouTube channel also, which I'll say more about the YouTube channel in a second. But we have a YouTube channel also, No Conduct Radio on YouTube. So I was making sure that I had everything set up on our YouTube channel. And I clicked on YouTube, and on the home page, one of the videos was a blackhead. I think it was like blackhead with 3 or 4 different holes, something like that. So that's not as bad as, like, pus coming out of a pimple, so I could watch that. So I clicked on it, and it was like a 5-minute long video, and I watched the entire thing. Just because, like, I had to watch it. I had to watch her take all the dirt out of that blackhead. Because if I didn't, it would drive me insane. I had to watch it.
Oh, my God.
I don't know. And this thing had what?
I'm sorry, I couldn't
It sounds like a disorder. Like it sounds like a disorder. That's not normal that you had to watch it. You had to watch it. That's not normal. No.
Disorder.
I don't think it's a disorder.
It's not a disorder.
It's kind of like, you know, you have to wash your hands over and over and over. Someone has to wash their hands over and over and over. They have some kind of a okay.
No, that's not OCD. I can turn off videos. If I see a video, I'm like, oh, I don't want to watch this where it's boring.
Why would you want to watch something like that?
Out of movie theater. Because I had to. I don't know. I don't know. I had to. I had to watch it, and I had to.
That sounds pretty compulsive to me.
That is not a disorder.
It sounds pretty compulsive that you had to watch the entirety of the blackhead being popped.
Yes. I did. And might I add, if you read the comments, a lot of people felt the same way. So
really,
I disagree. Yes.
Yeah, there's an online community that celebrates that the fact that they like poop involved with sex. You can find a bunch of people that think the same way that you do all the time.
Yeah, that's.
And they're all, I'm sure, OCD.
Watch 5-minute pimple video. What?
Oh my God!
5 minutes you cannot get back in your life.
What why would it? What would you feel if you didn't get to watch the whole process? What would it make you feel?
Yeah.
Itchy, irritable.
I guess just unsatisfied. I had to finish watching it to make sure it was completely cleaned out.
That's definitely OCD.
Yeah,
let me explain to you, because I had to watch when the very end got pulled out, and I was okay then. After that, I was completely fine.
Oh, wait a minute. So it was some kind of relief once you saw everything cleaned out. It was a relief of some sort.
I was relieved. I mean, I knew it was going to be cleaned out, but I had to watch it get cleaned out.
Sweetie.
I had to see it.
That's OCD.
That is not OCD. I am not OCD.
It is. And BJ
what's it sound like?
BJ,
OCD.
For 5 minutes back.
That's OCD.
Wow.
That is not OCD.
Because you felt the relief.
You have a problem. You have a problem.
It's 100% that. Just classic sign. BJ asked you, how are you going to get your 5 minutes back? That's 5 minutes you can't get back in your life. Doesn't that bother you? Just thinking about that?
That wasn't 5 minutes wasted. I felt very satisfied with spending my 5 minutes watching that show, that little clip.
Yeah.
Damn.
Wow.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
I
strange.
Well, my skin is literally crawling as we speak. I thought there were ants in this.
That's
office. I
y'all's
don't-
opinions. Look, that's y'all's opinion. I'm pretty sure y'all do stuff that I think is weird, and I can say that's pretty strange, and you would think that's pretty normal. So leave me alone. How about that?
That's not normal.
No.
That's not normal. That's not normal.
Kai, your
That's
commercial
not
was
normal.
so funny. I
That's
actually got a
nowhere
kick out of
normal.
it.
That's not normal.
Okay, here's a segue. Not normal. Kai, your commercial was really funny. I got a kick out of it. And I do mispronounce some of my words, but I'm a professional writer, and potpourri is a silent
Let me update my list here. Writer.
I understand the way that I. But I mean, it's POTPOURRI or something. So it's just a silent T.
I didn't hear the commercial, bro.
Po.
I was getting a drink.
I don't pronounce the T. I mean, I don't. Shoot me. POTPOU.
You don't pronounce the T. It's not potpourri. It's
That's
just
what I just
that's
said.
why I
I
said
said I
don't
don't.
forget there's a T in there.
She said potpourri.
She said she doesn't pronounce the T like other people do. Nobody pronounces the T.
Though. That's what I just said. I said I don't. It's a silent T.
Okay, but that didn't have to be said because nobody pronounces the T.
Yes,
Excuse me.
Because like you
Some
said,
of us actually do like to let midnight.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Well, commercial
Okay.
was a good try. Right.
Anyway, those of you who can relate to me out there and don't think I'm weird, you can go to our Facebook, No Conduct Radio, and see that video on there, and you'll see what I'm talking about. I also have it on our Twitter. Everything, all of our handles are No Conduct Radio. So you can go on our platforms and see that video and see what I'm talking about. And it's not a disorder because people have watched Dr. Pimple Popper to the point that she has her own TV show.
Watching it is
So
not a
screw you all.
disorder. Feeling a relief once
at
it's
least
over
yeah.
is a
And
disorder.
that's what everybody feels like. You have to watch it cleaned out.
And all of those people have OCD, just like you do.
I don't have
If
OCD.
I'm in school to be a dermatologist, I can't imagine any of this being normal for anyone. And wanting to see it and having to see it and feeling relief and okay, not being grossed out when they're watching it and being excited about more. Oh my God, no. I just went to the dermatologist earlier today. I'm pretty sure he sees stuff like this in his sleep. But that's normal for someone who's engrossed in that because that's what they do and that's why they can diagnose this disease, that disease. It just sounds so overwhelmingly gross. I can't imagine how anyone can find it to be fulfilling for 5 minutes. No offense. Kai?
Offense taken.
It's an offense.
That's fine.
No
Everybody has their own thing. Look, I'm good. I'm secure with who I am, and I'm good with it. Speaking of YouTube, though, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, No Conduct Radio. We do have certain shows coming up soon that you will only be able to see on YouTube and not on our radio show. We're going to have 60-second relationship advice and 1-minute crazy stories. So tune in to our YouTube channel, No Conduct Radio, coming soon. And that was my commercial. All right, so, see, somebody said they understand what I'm saying. It's nasty, but they get it. Thank you.
Call in.
Also,
Just
Char,
call
question
in.
came in
Call
for you.
in.
Question came
Call
in
in.
for you. Did you say you were a professional writer?
I definitely am a writer. I have published work, yes. I write for blogs. I write for lifestyle. I've been writing professionally since I was literally, I won't say how long, but I'll put it this way. My first writing assignment that I had, I won a contest when I was only 5 years old, and they gave me Burger King gift certificates. I was then offered scholarships in high school for writing. I'm a professional writer. I have published work, yes, just to answer your question. And potpourri is Potpourri. Thank you.
Did you write articles
I know
for
how
the tribal
potpourri is spelled.
newspaper?
Well, with whatever the question is, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to entertain it.
Okay,
I'm just
we
saying.
have a caller.
I'm curious on.
Before we get into that, we have a caller. Caller ending in 3103. You're on the air.
Yes, thanks for taking my call. I just had a question for everyone. Isn't the whole issue of women being, quote-unquote, offended by having to split the bill or cover the bill directly a byproduct of feminism? in feminism basically create this whole question and confusion about how to do things?
You mean going Dutch?
Good question. Yes, splitting the bill. How they're being like offended that you split the bill. Didn't it start off with feminism?
Right, because isn't the whole push about feminism that women are, equal in every way to men, and that there's no difference and it's all the same, and women are strong and independent now? So if that's the case, why are men still quote unquote obligated to cover the bill?
And let's not stop at the waffles. Let's say if you get in the house, chicks ought to be, responsible financially for half the mortgage. Let's put it on contract. You going for child support? Okay. If you're saying that I got to pay $700 a month, where's her $700 a month? Let's put it all in an account and put it together.
And let's give her the alimony when you get divorced as well. How about that?
There you go.
Alimony only started in the 60s, 70s when women weren't really working. So women work now. Why is their alimony still there? Good question.
Okay.
That's a great question.
Let's talk to the resident lawyer / writer / actor / activist, Char.
See, sir, I'm on your side. The men are on your side. We got to talk to Char, though. So thank you for listening. I'm going to go ahead and put you back to listen.
You guys are terrible. There's no mercy, I'll tell you. No mercy. Thank you, caller. Please continue listening.
Well, listen, okay.
Wow.
Okay, before we get into that, he made a great point. But to answer that question, somebody actually put out their answer, and it was a woman. So the question was, should I be insulted if my boyfriend split the bill on our date? She said, absolutely. When you're courting someone, you court them. You're hopefully preparing for a future with this man, and if he's splitting dinner bills, imagine how your marriage will be. Men today are weak, and they don't understand what it means to be a man and take care of your family. I'm old school, not down with that half shit. My husband is the man of the house. He pays the bills, and I'm his helpmate in the background, and I got his back. He used to be offended when I tried to pay for stuff because he believes men are here to lead, protect, and provide. But, hey, that's my 2 cents.
Wow, that's a lot more than
so her thing is, but her thing is she does put herself in the background and follow behind her husband. Most women want to stand side by side with their husband, but still have the husband pay for everything.
What you're saying that she's proving her point in some way by taking that position. How hard is it for anyone to give up the wheel in life and say, I'm not going to deal with all of these problems, let this guy deal with it, and blah, blah, blah. Anybody could do that. Anybody could just say, I'm not going to try, I'm not going to contribute, I'm just going to sit back and let this other person handle it. That's not a sign of a woman or somebody playing their role. She's letting another man deal with the finances, and let's face it, in this day and age,
you got to have more than one finance.
Isn't money the biggest problem that people face? Because it's not whether or not you can step out in your front yard and say, oh, God, I'm tired of smelling smog. Most people are upset because they're losing their houses or their cars are about to be repossessed or they're not getting paid enough at work to put food on the table. So the fact that she's willing in the 21st century, due to inflation and everything that we're dealing with, she is still willing to try to act like it's the 1910s and that he's getting some kind of money that's enough to put these kids through college, put food on the table, pay this mortgage, and also keep her with the creature comforts that female society tells her she should have. That's nonsense. She doesn't care about this dude. She's just trying to get a free ride. And the minute that things slow down, that's usually when you see women leaving men. Because they're not getting the same money or whatever. They kick him out. He's not the same person anymore. Why? Because his paycheck is different?
Paycheck's smaller.
So I want to ask Char. So, Char, truthfully, if you're just starting out with this guy.
What are you wasting your time?
And you're just starting out with this guy. And your food comes out, you ordered the lobster and the steak and everything like that, and the waitress brings the bill. And he's like, oh, yeah, put the lobster and the steak was hers, and she had a drink, and she ordered dessert. So can you tally that up? Because we're going to split it. How would you feel?
Did you guys forget we just had this question 3 weeks ago, and I specifically said that every woman should have at least $200 in her pocket for times like that. When you get to a date and the guy's like, oh, either I left my wallet at home, left it in the glove compartment.
But that's not the question. That's not the question. The question isn't should you have the money. Yeah, you should have the money to support yourself. My question was, how would you feel? Would you be going on another date with that dude? Would you be insulted? Would you immediately call your girls and be like, girl, guess what just happened?
No, I just like I said 3 weeks ago on that last show, I think it was 3 weeks ago, I specifically said I would have no issue with it at all because, after all, these things happen. Anything can happen. Person, I specifically said that. That's why I brought up the $200 because that's why you have that. So you can say, you know what, no worries at all. Here you go. How much is my half? It's not going to be a $400 dinner. So you keep $200 at all time, ladies, and just have a smile about it. Don't have an attitude. This person asked you out because he loved you. He wanted to get to know you. Obviously, there's something about him that you found to be rather interesting, and he wants to get to know you. So give him a chance. Don't judge people. Completely put them down and X them out. Oh, that's not because of something like that. It's money. Get to know him. I would absolutely not have an issue with that. If I didn't have the money, it would just be embarrassing for both of us washing the dishes, but I wouldn't turn up my nose and look down on him and say you're a scrub no, absolutely not.
Now, how many of you are buying that?
Yeah, we're going to hear crickets for a little while.
How many of you are buying that?
I'm sorry.
I'll tell you right now. Listen, it's funny to me how all these women have so much expertise about what a man is supposed to be. Now, they all of them claim, there's not a man to be found anywhere. So if you've never seen a real man and never had experience with a real man, how would you know what a real man is supposed to operate about? How? Because you hear the women in your family talk about what used to be in the 50s. Back in the 50s, a dude could get a job coming out of high school without a college education and pay for a house. Houses were what, $10,000, $20,000 max. You have a comfortable life. You can get a brand new car for $5,000. We're living in a time now where cars cost $30,000. Houses in the hood, houses are $250,000.
Yeah.
And you're expecting what? I don't understand that. And then the full bullshit of the whole thing is they want to say he's not a real man or these men don't act the same. Do the women act like women used to act? Or do they run around dressed scantily clad and still want the diamond ring? They got, a train, a line longer than train smoke of dudes that they have in their wake. But they still want you to think that there's something special in between you and everything. So women are not conducting themselves the same way. But they want men to still act like it's the 18th century. It's just funny to me.
So I have some messages coming in. So for our caller that was brave enough to call in and speak your mind, you're getting messages saying, for instance, feminism didn't start this, cheap men started this.
Cheap men. Hey, look at that.
It's a female.
Cheap men. Has to be a woman.
Definitely.
I don't know. That's just a text. I have no idea.
No, you don't have to listen. You don't have to check. It has to be a woman. It has to be a woman that's saying that.
Cheap men.
In her head, these dudes are supposed to break the bank and please her. She doesn't have to bring anything to the table except the coochie that she's sitting on. That's all she has to have in order to get this man who wants to spend an exorbitant amount of money. And he's absolutely right. Feminism is supposed to teach sexual equality, right? So therefore, women should not get preferential treatment when it comes to child custody. Women should not get lighter sentences when it comes to prison time. Women should not have a different experience with cops. So if people are getting tased and shot, women need to get tased and shot. It should just be across the board the same. Mm-hmm. But they pick and choose what they want. Just like when they're talking about, we don't get paid the same as men and blah, blah, blah. When it comes to the nursing industry, women get paid a lot more than the men. And they dominate that field. Same thing with teachers. It's very rare to see a male teacher in school anymore. It's dominated by women. But when it comes to the shit jobs that aren't sexy, or that are not CEOs walking around having business meetings, when it comes to men that are out plowing the streets when it's a blizzard, or out there putting up electric lines when everyone's out of power and they're out there in the middle of the night in the rain and whatever, that's men. Women aren't doing that because that ain't the fun job. They're hypocrites.
Another one. We're able to pay for ourselves, but if you take us out on dates, then you're responsible for paying. Feminism has nothing to do with it. Another one. I bet that caller doesn't have a woman. Good Lord, they're mad.
Yeah. And there goes the other thing. Because you have a criticism about how women operate, obviously, you can't get a woman. It's just stupid. It's just dumb. He's pointing out something very tangible, and they're, again, getting offended. Why? What are you getting offended for? How many of, between you and Char, how many of you actually know, being realistic, you don't have to say your name, but you know some bum-ass women that can't keep their life going, and they can't afford anything, but they're constantly looking for men to take them out, to help them out, to do this and to do that. They're bums. You know that. Be honest, Kai. You know some women like that.
I mean, I do know some women like that.
There you go. So if a man likes a woman, he has to be prepared to just break his paycheck up just to get the notice check. For what? She could be a lunatic. Why am I spend money on her? No.
Okay. So feminism is based on equality. I equally agree that if I invited a guy on a date, I'll pay for it. Just like if he invited me, he's required to pay for it.
Required. So now here's my question. If she meets a new girlfriend and that girlfriend says, hey, let's go out and blah, 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 is that girl required to pay for the evening of them getting to know each other and being friends?
They would split the bill. Trust me. They would split the bill.
I mean, I guess in their head that would be different because
why?
They're not starting a life together.
Because they don't plan on paying that woman back with coochie. Is that why? So we're talking about prostitution now. So if that's the case, shouldn't men be able to skip the dinner and say, listen, I'm willing to pay $120 and let's just act like we went out and had a few drinks and got to know each other, huh? We could still talk, but let's skip the middleman. A woman shouldn't be offended if a guy says that because they're equating getting to know him with how much money he's willing to part with.
Yeah,
okay, so I'm getting this caller started a whole. Okay, so the man is supposed to be the provider to show that you could provide. To show that you could provide, you should pay for the date.
So what do women? So here's the question. Here's the question you fire back at them. What do women have to prove?
Well, women, you heard the question from Logic. What do women have to prove? I want to know.
I just want a woman to be honest to say, we have to prove that we're fuckable. Because that's what it's based off of most of the time. Most girls are not really bringing much to the table in the relationship. And I'm not even saying that to be, evil towards women. Most guys I know, they don't require their women to have college degrees or to have a certain kind of job or to be driving a certain kind of car or to have. They don't put that same pressure on women. So they just want their woman to be cute and sexy. Right. And the most crazy of us of all, apparently, we want our woman to have something up top in her head so we can, converse and have something, you know what I mean? Like I've been accused of having too much of a high standard because a woman didn't know what Emmett Till was. I was looked at like an idiot. Like, you crazy. No, she's an idiot. I don't want a dumb person in my life. I just want women to be honest. Just be real. It's based on sex.
Okay, so
quiet.
I guess this is Huh?
No.
What'd you say, BJ? Okay.
He's saying
so
that you chicks are quiet.
I mean, I'm getting text messages. Me personally, what is Char doing? So, Logic, I think this is to you. Women provide support for our men. We are the backbone of the relationship.
In what way?
In what
backbone? If men are paying for the house and they're putting food on the table, taking care of the kids, and going to work, what backbone are you? You're the maid. You're the one that's sitting at home cleaning, washing the clothes, and cooking the food that I provide. You're not a backbone to anything. If I get sick, this whole situation goes to pot.
Go down the drain.
You're done. So who's the backbone?
Logic, why do you always come across as chauvinistic? It's like you don't appreciate.
There we go. I was waiting for it. So now I'm a chauvinist for calling it for what it is.
That's not
the man is providing the money, which gives shelter to these children. If I am the one that's working, if I am the one that's providing the electricity, the everything, how are you the backbone?
Logic. You're being chauvinistic. That's exactly how you're coming across.
Listen, you're not proving your point. You just keep repeating what you said. Prove your point. What is chauvinistic about what I'm saying? I'm being realistic because I would say the same thing. I would say the same thing if a woman had a bum dude in the house and she's going out and working and she's coming home. She's the backbone because she is providing the job. She's providing the money. She's providing the car for him to sit around and do nothing. If something happens to her, he's out on his ass. So she's the backbone. So how are women constantly trying to act like they're the backbone if they say that the man is supposed to be doing all the rest of this stuff?
Why do so many men assume that support means materialistic or financial? That's not
because
all.
Because that's what the callers just. That's what the text people are texting in are saying this. I'm not pulling this out my ass. They just said that the man is supposed to provide the money and the shelter and all of that. They just said that. You're not paying attention, Char.
We have a caller coming in, but before we bring the caller on the line, this is the answer from the same texter, Logic. Women do the same. I work full-time, pay bills, and care for my family just like my husband. But my husband and family rely on me for emotional support.
Oh, shut the fuck. Really? So, because her children and her man have the audacity to come to her for some kind of emotional correspondence, she's the backbone. Give me a break. Go somewhere with that. Get a hobby. Stop trying to act like you're more important than he is. Give me,
All right, caller ended in 6696. You're on the air.
Hello, everyone. How you doing?
Hi.
Hello.
For the women who texting in, I'm a woman. I'm just going to be real with everyone. I agree with the men and you, Char, and I guess Char. First of all, if your husband, boyfriend, or whoever, but I'm going to say your husband because, you're married, you as one. If your husband was to lose his job or anything could happen, then if you're relying on that man, then what are you going to do? Is like the women that's texting in, it's really crazy because you're saying that the man is supposed to, take care of the bills and, provide, and we're here for support. No, okay, supporting is with some money. Support is just not sitting at home, I support my husband and what he does, and I clean the house and take care of kids. No, you need money. If your husband was to quit his job or lose his job, how the lights going to stay on? Right. Now, when you're talking about going out on dates, and I'm a woman, I'm going to be real. If I go out on a date, when I first met my husband and we went out on a date, yes, he paid for the meal. Did I volunteer and say, I'll get half? No. But if my husband would have looked at me and said, okay, you got this bill, I could pull out of my pocket and pay for that meal. But as a woman, when we go out on dates, we do kind of expect a man to pay. And just like you said, because in our mind we're looking at what he can do for us.
Exactly.
But in reality, it's what you can do for both. What can we do for each other? I work, my husband work. I bring home a paycheck. I pay half for the bills. He pay half. We got a mortgage. I pay half for the mortgage. And it's not because I'm required to or he expect me to do it. I just look at it as, wife support, and that's how you support. I feel like this, when y'all splitting bills, that's more money in both of y'all pockets. Some of these women that's calling in or texting in talking about the man is supposed to play, I don't know what world they're living in, and maybe that's just their husband, but I think it sounds good in their head. As a woman, you can feel like, oh, well, my husband take care of me, and I do this and that. But in reality, that's not how it's going to go, because if he drop dead tomorrow, who's going to pay your bills? How are you going to live because you're used to him doing everything? I'm with Logic. Some of these women are talking out of their head. They just talking to be talking. I'm sorry.
Yep.
And to the caller, this one just came in for you.
Said you're married, right?
Yes.
And I wonder why that is. Char?
Well, caller, this just Logic.
Excuse me, I've been proposed to about 90 times in my life, but I've turned down every proposal. Up until now, I've only accepted two. So, thank you. And one was lasted almost 20 years, Logic. And I only divorced because I wanted to. He didn't want to.
Yeah.
All right. Hold on. We have 15 minutes. So, to the caller, this came in for you. If my husband lost his job, I'll support my family. Exclamation point. I'm here to be his equal. This is how I'm the backbone. If he can't, then I do it. And yes, he pays for our dates. That's how I knew.
But let's ask her.
I'm not finished. And yes, he pays for our dates. That's how I knew he was going to be a good provider.
What?
Also, okay.
I want
Another
you to
one
fire
came
back
in.
a question. I want you to fire back a question before you move forward. Ask her, how long will she support her husband with no job?
Exactly.
If it was going on 2-3 years of him not finding something, would she still be in love with him, sitting at home looking for a job, or would she say, you got to go out and do something, and then get rid of him if he did?
That's what's going to happen.
Right. And not to mention, most men are not going to tell you, if a man is taking on most of the responsibility, sometimes it wears that man down, and a man may not come out and flat tell you, like, baby, this is, stressing me out, I need your help. They're not going to say that. Right. So for you to be like, I'm holding my man down if he loses, it's not about what you would do when he loses his job. What you doing right now?
Yep.
That's the point.
Yep. Yeah. I've been through
Okay. This came in. This was, so I don't know the order of these texts. I agree with Char. Logic. This is not the same texter. I agree with Char. Logic. You're a chauvinist, and I feel sorry for your woman if you have one.
Char, check that in.
And then from the last text, the one that said if my husband lost his job, she said yes, for better or for worse. Logic. I hate your attitude towards women. Are you in a relationship?
What is my attitude towards women? I have never said women are beneath men or blah, blah, blah. All I say is all of this nonsense that you're talking, if it's even Steven like that, number one, I don't need to pick you up. We can meet at the restaurant. Bring your own money. We can go Dutch if you want it to be even. But women don't want it to be even. They want the guy to take care of all of the dirty work. And then they want to sit back and say, I'm a woman, hear me roar. You don't get it both ways. You either have to be like this caller and decide that you're going to go into the trenches with your man and help him, can help you, and then you can help him, because that's constantly what life is. It's an ebb and flow. The tide goes in and goes out. It's not a peaches and cream anymore. That's not the society we live in anymore. This life is hard now due to the way that the economy is.
And I agree with
before I let you.
You're gonna get most so sick of hearing women say, "Oh, I'm independent," but yet you're dependent on a man. Well, my husband, before we got married, when he was broke, I was broke. When we got married, when he was broke, I was broke. Like, we went through it together. So you can't be like you said. You can't be independent one day and then the next day it's like, well, my man take care of, like, you. I need for y'all to pick and choose which one you're going to be. And I don't think that you bashing women, because you don't bash women. It's just the point that you be telling the truth. And some women really hate to hear the truth. And I'm one of them women, I'm going to keep it 100. if my husband comes to me right now and be like, I don't really care for my job, I think I'm going to, quit my job tomorrow, I know that I can take care of my household until he picks himself up. It's one thing for a man being lazy and a man going through something. So these women with these false expectations, I really need for them to wake up, because that's not how life is.
No, not at all.
Nope.
And let me clarify
Thank
something
you,
else.
caller.
Chauvinism is when a man says a woman should not work. And I don't want my woman to work because I feel that she should be at this house. Blah. That's chauvinism. But if I'm saying, hey, listen, sweet cakes, if you want things to be even, then, yeah, if I pay this mortgage this month, you want to pay next month. If I pay the cable, you going to pay the cable or whatever. We can divvy it up whatever way we want. You can make it real greasy and everything can be split down the middle, whatever way you want to do it. But do not say, like I knew this one girl one time I talked to. She would claim up and down that she was an independent, strong woman and blah, blah, blah. Her uncle had a building that she lived in, so her apartment was free. Her mother gave her money for her insurance. No, matter of fact, she was on her mother's insurance, and her mother gave her money for food. Wow. And she just had some nonsense job that she worked maybe 10 hours a week and claimed that she was trying to figure life out.
Man, I want that life.
You're not independent. Man. You got other people paying your bills.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then I know this other woman talk about, I'm an independent mother and can't nobody come in here. And all of these men that she banged are paying exorbitant amounts that more than covered the kids, and she put that money towards her fun time, buying shoes and going out and everything. Yeah, that's the surplus that they was paying. Now, I don't necessarily feel sorry for these men because you're dumb if you're going out and having kids with any other chick that you meet. But my thing is, don't act like you're out here conquering the world, because you're not. Men are paying for your life. And Uncle Sam was providing Section 8 for her. That's how she got her apartment. So what are you actually doing? Nothing.
So first I want to thank the caller for calling in. So thank you. I'm going to go ahead and put you back on hold to listen.
You have a good night.
And then I want to say, okay, so this is the last text that came in, but I have another one to read before that. So this is to answer, I guess, what you just said, Logic that is chauvinistic. We both pay the bills, 2 checks, 1 bank account. And then from another texter, and I haven't heard this in a while. I say this jokingly because I heard this in college, but here it is. My money is my money, and my husband's money supports the family.
Wow.
When I get married, that's how it's going to be.
Damn.
I don't know why you're saying, wow. Listen, man, I heard a woman tell a dude, I heard this myself. He said, work is getting slow. You know, do you think that you can get a job, or if you want to go to school, I can, pick up some overtime in the meantime, but, this job is going to end up going. Whatever it was he was doing, he knew he could see the writing on the wall. It was going to disappear soon. She said to him with a straight face, if I get an education for something, I'm only going to use it if we break up.
Damn.
Dang.
Do you see the mentality here?
Wow.
If I go learn, I'm not going to use what I learned to help you.
To help us.
I'm going to use it to benefit me and me alone. So that's just like that statement you just read. My money is my money. His money is to provide for the family. So if you're the mother of these children, you don't have to provide for the family either. It's all coming up to him. So this man that you have and all of these other women that want these men to pay, your man does not have the audacity to have a dream or want a day off or be able to stumble and fall and not feel that his woman is going to judge him, rather than, unlike this other caller, she's willing to help her man if he stumbles. What are the rest of these chicks going to do besides look at him and tell him he needs to get it together and figure something out?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, we only have 5 minutes left of this show, so if you didn't get your voice heard and you have something to say to Logic, me, any one of the callers, you agree with Char, disagree with Char, you can still text in 484-840-3627, and we always read it on the air on another episode, or we could always put it in our relationship group called Relationship Questions and Answers on Facebook. So 484-840-3627. Yeah, this sparked a lot of outrage apparently. I do want to. I know we talked about child support and alimony way back, 2 years ago or something. But I don't think we actually delved into where and why it started, and thinking about if it's still relevant in this day and age. So I think we're going to have a show in the future that discusses child support and alimony, the history behind it, and the future going forward. I know when we had that show. My mom listened to that show. She doesn't listen to every show, but she listened to that show, and she was very angry at the fact that I didn't think alimony and everything should be in play right now. And, yeah. So we're going to have a show that discusses that. Yeah, so wow, I couldn't.
You know what? In this coming week, find out why she was angry about that. What angered her about that idea? Find that out.
Okay, I will. I do want to give a shout out to Dominique Huff. The Dominique Huff episodes are coming back to No Conduct Radio, starting August 3rd at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. So that is a political show. So it's basically keeping you quote unquote woke. So tune in to the Dominique Huff episodes. It's a really interactive, really good show. The premiere show is August 3rd at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. And you'll be able to find it right here on our radio show network. And you'll see his show also on our YouTube channel, No Conduct Radio. So we still have 3 minutes left, so we have time for one relationship question. Let me see. Yeah, I'm trying to find something that's really easy to answer.
Not of a chick.
They typically all are. Just ask anyone.
I don't know if I asked this one before because I don't, I write down the relationship questions, but I don't know if I asked this one before. I feel like I'm too nice of a guy, and that's why I have issues in social settings and in relationships. How do I fix this?
Learn how to say no.
Too nice of a guy.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what he's talking about. He gets into.
Go ahead, Logic.
No, go ahead. I want to hear a woman.
I was going to say I don't think there's such a thing as too nice of a guy. It just depends on who you get with. Some people like.
Kai is a dirty liar.
No, I was going to say some women like one type of guy and some women like a different type of guy.
No, all women don't want their men to be yes men. So if she's saying something that's idiotic, tell her she's an idiot for saying it.
Right.
If you don't want to do something, say no. If she says why, you say because I said so. And they'll call you a chauvinist, just like I've been called a chauvinist on this show plenty of times. But in the end of the day, any man that can't stand for something falls for anything. No woman wants that. Just be able to say no and figure out who you are and ride with that. Don't try to make any girl fit your equation because you want coochie.
That's actually good. That's very good. I couldn't have said it better. Very good.
Here, I guess this is to you, Logic. This is to answer the question, I guess. Just don't be like Logic and you'll be fine.
Wow.
Yeah.
Char, text that in.
Yeah.
No.
What else are they going to say?
No, I actually agreed with his advice though to the caller, the listener. Well, the caller, I did, or the listener. I
listen. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this to that guy. They will all react negatively and say stuff like they just said because medicine tastes nasty, but it's exactly what they need.
Well, I'm to say I don't really like yes men. That's me personally, but y'all think I'm a dick anyway, so I don't know. I can't stand the yes man. I want a guy who puts me in my place. When I'm right, I'm right. I'm wrong, and that's what I prefer. If you agree with me on everything, or if you let me do whatever I want to do, then I will run all over you. And then in the end, when you think the relationship is perfect, I'll leave you because I'm bored. So that's just me personally. But you may not want to go by me because everybody thinks I'm an asshole. So, anyways, that's it for today's show.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for today's show. Thank you for everyone who was brave enough to call in, and thanks for those who texted in. And we will be back here next week, right here on No Conduct Radio, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Peace out, everyone.
Don't miss it, listeners. Be back next week. We're looking forward to talking with you. Everybody have a terrific week. Goodbye from Las Vegas.
Why? Every show.